And today we reached the godly rank with what I consider to be the best team in the game. We start off using Android 18's green card for the first time, taking away Tapion's vanishing gauge. We then dodge his attack, switch into MUI Goku, use our main ability, and then our ultimate. Which takes out Tapion. We then use our blast darts as my opponent uses his main ability with Goku, just a bit too late, as we catch him out and then use a chain of cards with the androids. We then use our Rising Rush to take him out. I then play haphazardly with MUI Goku as my opponent has already used his main ability, and I have a green card in hand, which means that I instantly win with the androids. I use the green card, and then I get the legendary finish, the androids. The win gets me 173 points, and then takes me to the godly rank for the first time this season. And today we're using the new BLU Tien in Dragon Ball Legends. We start off catching my opponent's revival cell in a sidestep, switching into Tien and then using a blast darts. We then use the rest of the cards in our hand, use our main ability to draw some new ones, and then use our blue card to take him out. We then perfect vanish revival cell's attack, use the strike cards, and then our blue card again to take out my opponent's revival cell. Tapion is taken out by Gohan's blue card, and we get the Hirudekan to come out and deal some damage. Overall, I really do like this Tien. Bear in mind, this is a nerfed version of him because he has some anti-rising rush mechanics that are still to be added to his kit. And today we're using Purple Vegito Blue in what I believe is his intended role as a support unit. We start off in a blast clash against my opponent's MUI Goku. He then dodges my attack. I then immediately use the strike cards as he doesn't attack me. Use a blast darts and another. Switch into Purple Vegito and use a blast with him, and then try and drop the combo as I switch into MUI Goku, but my opponent's SSJ Goku just dodges. He then uses his main ability, I use mine. I notice he's using his ultimate, so I dodge it and immediately use my own, as my opponent immediately switches into his Ultra Super Vegito, who is being crit on by MUI Goku and taken out by his ultimate. We then attack my opponent's SSJ Goku, he dodges my attack. We then perfectly timely sidestep, dodging my opponent's MUI Goku, switch into my own Purple Vegito Blue, use the blast darts and then our blue card to take him out. Finally, we get the legendary finish with the Blue Bros on my opponent's SSJ Goku. Now, sadly, Purple Vegito Blue doesn't have any place on any of his teams really. On Future, you should probably run Perfect Cell over him. On God Key, you'd probably want to run these guys or Purple Whis over him. On Fusion Warrior, you probably want to run Zenkai Vegito Blue over him. So I believe that being a support unit is his best use case. And today, we're using a 5x Zenkai buff to Vegito Blue and a 4x Zenkai buff to Super Saiyan Blue Goku. We start off strike cancelling against my opponent's MUI Goku and using our ultimate darts with Vegito Blue, which takes him out in one hit and deals over 5 million damage. We then use both green cards with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, dodge Whis' attack and immediately use a blast darts. use our main ability to get our ultimate arts, chain the strike and our ultimate arts together, which luckily takes out my opponent's Whis. We then get the blast cover change with Vegito Blue, and since my opponent has no vanish, we can freely use our blast arts, and then chain together the strikes in our hand. The damage isn't impressive, but it is no matter because we have a Rising Rush, which we get to go through, and then my opponent forfeits. And today, we're using both Keflas alongside Ultra Super Vegito. We start off with red Kefla's green card, catching my opponent's androids in a sidestep with a strike art, and then using her blue card, dealing some good damage. We then switch into Ultra Super Vegito and perfect banish my opponent's attack. We then use a blast art, I try and drop combo, but my opponent doesn't want to switch, so we connect the strike as my opponent switches into his perfect cell. We then counter my opponent's cell, use a blast art, catching my opponent's cell out, and then use a strike art as my opponent switches into Zamasu and Rose. We then switch into red Kefla, use a blast art, and then use a strike art. Perfect vanishes attack, use a blast art, and then another, switch into green Kefla and perfect vanish again, use a strike art, our main ability to get her ultimate, and then another strike art. Then for some reason my opponent switches into purple cell, which is fine by me as we can use our ultimate to take him out. We then switch into red Kefla as my opponent uses his green card with Android 18. Perfect vanishes attack and then use a blue card. We then switch into green Kefla and perfect vanishes attack again, and then use two strike cards to take him out, and then my opponent forfeits. And today, what was meant to be a chilled showcase turned out to be a good performance from all three units. We start off using Chilled's main ability, getting my opponent's MUI Goku to dodge, switching into first form Frieza, and then using his green card to paralyze my opponent's MUI Goku. We then switch into the androids and chain together the blast arts in our hand, and then use our Rising Rush to take out my opponent's Namek Goku. We then use Chilled's blue card against my opponent's Ultra Gogeta, dealing some good damage. We then dodge his blast arts, switch into first form Frieza and dodge his Rising Rush, and then immediately use a strike which connects. We then use two strike arts and then a blast arts, and then our green card paralyzing Ultra Gogeta, and then our ultimate which takes him out. We then switch into Chilled, dodge MUI Goku's attack, and immediately use a strike art which connects, and then our blast arts, getting rid of his endurance, and then our blue card to take him out. And today, after pulling two LF Trunks in one multi, we're using him here on the Hybrid Saiyan team. We start off with a main ability, and then a blast art against my opponent's MUI Goku as he switches to Whis in an untimely fashion. My opponent then switches into first form Frieza. We then use a strike arts, and then our ultimate to take out first form Frieza. Bear in mind, when you switch units, Trunks gets type neutrality for 5 counts. We then perfect vanish MUI Goku's attack, and then use Trunks' blue card, which one hit KOs MUI Goku. We then take out Whis with purple revival Gohan. I can safely say, Trunks is my new favorite unit. And today, we're using LF Trunks alongside Zenkai Bardock. We start off dodging MUI Goku's attack, and then using his strike cards, and chaining it with another, and then using our green card to get our ultimate, which we use as my opponent switches into Ultra Super Vegito. We then tackle Ultra Super Vegito and then dodge his attack, use a strike, and then our green card, and then our blue card, as for some reason my opponent switches into MUI Goku, who is taken out. We then use our main ability, and then our ultimate to take out Ultra Super Vegito. We then catch my opponent's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in a sidestep with Trunks, and begin a nice combo, and then my opponent forfeits. And today we're using a triple Trunks team in Dragon Ball Legends. We start off using our blue card with free-to-play Trunks against my opponent's first form Frieza. We then get him to dodge, and immediately use the strike cards as he switches into full power Frieza. We then use our main ability to get a new card hand, get our Rising Rush, and then use said Rising Rush to take out full power Frieza. We then dodge for Son Frieza's attack, catch him out in a sidestep, and then use a blue card again with free-to-play Trunks to get Blue Frieza to revive. We then switch into the new LF Trunks, dodge his attack, use our main ability to catch him out in a sidestep, and then use a nice combo to take him out. We then get the legendary finish with the second Super Saiyan, Trunks.
Super Saiyajin は孫悟空さん一人じゃない。ここにもいたということだ。